because I think sometimes we like to share. Every time he gives a Dhamma talk, he like to share. So when he posts it on his blog, many people would like to Google. So, Google his blog and they can benefit. That's how I think Bhante Chandima has make it a point that whenever he gives the Dhamma talk, he like to share, which I think is very good because very few of us have the opportunity to be able to, hear and understand the Dhamma. We may read a lot of books, we may come across certain things, but sometimes we don't understand. So I think he spent a lot of effort in trying to do that. Okay, Bhante, thank you. Bhante, this is the...
You're not giving the Dhamma talk, right?
Oh, no. I can't. Okay, Bhante, I think...
Respect to the Buddha.
So, how to use it? You see? This. Then if you want to use this.
Okay, good.
If you want to, let's say this page, you want to go to the next one, you just go to the next. It's going to compress it.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay, I think let's welcome Bhante to give the Dhamma talk basically by saying sounds.
Yeah.
Let's do the Dhamma talk.
A very good evening, Dhamma friends. It was not the chauffeur's delay that things got delayed. It was my delay actually. Anyways, today we are going to have a Dhamma sharing about an interesting topic: wisdom for the daily life, applying Dhamma in everyday challenges. So it has to become very practical. That's what we are going to discuss, and we are going to look at Buddhist teachings in handling daily situations. So I think some of you were in my retreat last week, and then you learn some important aspects of metta meditation, metta, loving kindness, and you learn that it is not just a meditation, it is the attitude, and we can sort out a lot of things in our life. What do you think about challenges? So how do we understand challenges in Buddhism? Is there a Pali word for challenge in Buddhism? Or is there a Pali word for the state of mind that people go through? Challenges in Pali? Dukkha, right? So whenever you think that you are not happy, you think this is a challenge, and they all go and get deposited in the dukkha baggage, right? But the thing is that the Buddha talks about dukkha not in a way that life is full of suffering. He was trying to tell us a greater happiness, and then more than that happiness, a greater happiness. So we have to look at that part too. What is the challenge? Now normally, what is a challenge in modern society? A moment that someone cannot handle the situation. So let's identify some of the challenges. My plan is now 7:40 almost, 44. Give a talk for probably 45 to 1 hour, and then maybe have a Q&A after that. That's the plan. I would like you to engage. So then most of your probably problems, questions can be answered at that point. So, what are the normal challenges that you are having during the day? Let's start with a very simple one. Time management. Is it a challenge? It's a challenge, right? We all have to stick to time depending on the activity. When it comes to flying, air flight experiences, we have to be on time. Right? There is no grace for that. Even the goat cannot grace us for that thing. We have to go and be there in time. Perhaps these are international laws that they have to maintain. But if for a personal event, what if for the work, and what if for the probably you're fulfilling your responsibilities to your mother, father, maybe family? Are you behind in executing those things? Or have you missed out on those situations? So what do you think? Is time management a challenge? Then what to do? What is the answer from Buddhism? What could be the answer in Buddhism to handle time? Mindfulness. But people know that they are supposed to be mindful. But at times, they are not becoming mindful. Even the most mindful person become unmindful at that point. What is it? Why is this happening? There's something else that we all have to, work through actually. What is it? That means maintaining our energy. Virya. We call it virya. Virya means energy. So even though we know that this is good, this is bad, this is wholesome, this is unwholesome, but still we are juggling with the timing. It's because perhaps we are not planning ahead, and then although we plan, our energies are going here and there. That means we have to maintain our energy. What are the normal energies that are coming to us since morning up until the evening? Are they mostly kusala energy, wholesome energy, or unwholesome energy? I'm asking raw energy, not the filtering part. When you take a photo, you filter out and you post on your social media. Who is this person? Such a very perfect, impeccable, immaculate person. Photo, everything. So, how is it? What can you do for that? Can you filter out those things? Can you filter your energy? That means since morning up until the evening, if you want to accept, oftentimes we are going through akusala energy. Is it our problem? Is it our problem? Or is it because this is the nature of all sentient beings? All sentient beings are naturally driven by akusala energy. But the thing is that these akusala energies are not always very unwholesome, because, say for instance, someone wants to eat some good food. So this person wants to go for a place, wants to eat some food. But in that food experience, the way how that person finds food, and whether craves for the food, whether wants to eat up, whether wants to overeat, these can be issues. But the food experience is not a bad thing. We cannot say it's an akusala. But initially it's driven by this lobha, dosa, moha thing. I would break it into maybe to a very minute, very subtle level, likes and dislikes. Can we maintain likes and dislikes? We have to, right? Let's say you like eating certain food, you like going somewhere, you like maintaining yourself, and sometimes you may dislike certain things. What are the things you dislike in your life? Say for instance, a snake is coming here now. Don't worry, there's an actual snake coming. And then you are very concerned about the snake. It's a small area, and then you have to save yourself. Because you are saving yourself because you want to live. Why you want to live? To practice more Dhamma. If you die, you don't know where you're going to be reborn. That's the question, right? The monks and all these people, don't worry, do good karma, you'll be reborn in a good place. But the thing is that we don't know exactly, but we know it can be, it may not be. It's a question. So it's better to take care of your body and your mind. Kaya chitta. Because the more you take care of your body, the longer you can practice Dhamma, and finally you will die. So then you will have spent enough level of your practice. Because practice needs time. Right? Not that you learn 10 Dhamma talks, you think you are good now, you will be reborn in a good place. It does not go by the number, it's a practice. Sometimes even the very erudite, scholarly person also go through problems at the end. Even these people. So we have to maintain our energy. So by default, we are having certain likes and dislikes. It's okay. But when the likes become a craving, lobha or greed or craving, when the dislikes become an aversion or a ill will, that should be a problem. Right? So that means we have to manage our virya. So that is how we can spend the day in a better way. Right? The energies are coming and going all the time. Time management. What are the other things we can do to overcome the challenges with regard to the time? Preparation. Preparation. Putting good things. What did the Buddha say with regard to the energy? Samma vayama. Samma vayama. Vayama and virya, two things. Maybe perhaps we can use this very smart board now, right? Virya. This is virya. Virya means it's normal energy. Energy. But then vayama. Put something probably, yeah?
No, it's okay.
It's okay? New to me. Vayama. Vayama means effort. So what is the difference between these two? So energy has to be, it has to be fine-tuned, it has to be managed. When the energy has to is managed properly, it can be a what do you call, right effort or wrong effort, right? So we have to manage. How to manage our energy, the efforts? When finally it becomes an effort. There are 4 ways to manage this. What we call relates to some right effort. Number 1 is recall, prevent inactive, inactive akusala. What does this mean? You don't have any akusalas, those akusalas. You are not an angry person compared to somebody. So would you like to embrace certain angry things in your life? Would you like to be influenced? No, you are trying to prevent. So these are inactive akusalas at the moment. So you are going to prevent them. Because you are going to maintain. Otherwise you will be influenced, conditioned by other people's situation. Even by your news online. Right? You will feel very mad about, angry about what's happening. Second is, sadly you are affected already now, at this point. Then you are going to remove. Remove active inactive akusala. Erase from here, right? Okay, good. Now I know. Okay, good. Yeah, remove active akusala. And what about the good side? That means create inactive kusala. These kusalas are not in your life at the moment. Let's say you meet someone who is more patient than you in life. Say for instance, this person park in the wrong place, and then suddenly she gets to see a fine, and then the other person notices how he or she is responding. Okay, no, I'm gonna pay. It's a charity, Paying the fine is a charity. But some people might come up with different XYZ words. What is this? This fine is such a very small thing. But this person, no, just charity. Just don't worry. How does that person make up mind like that? $50, $100 of fine, but can make up the mind right away. But the way how you look at the fine, right? So this person is become influenced by good people who have a better practice, not in the temple itself, whole life, daily life. Sometimes there are people who are only good in the temple, Vesak Buddhist, Katina Buddhist, Vassana Buddhist, Dhamma talk Buddhist, retreat Buddhist, Buddhist all the time, right? 24/7, 365, that attitude. So that means you get influenced by those people. And then the last one is maintain, maybe sustain, maybe deepen active kusalas. Now you already have some good qualities. You are such a metta person, you are such a kind person. So you are always trying to develop your good things. So this is more likely towards something like a vegetable garden. If you have a garden, I don't know how many of you have garden in Singapore, right? Vegetable garden. So let's say you are running a vegetable garden. So you have a project. So you look at these 4 virya aspects in your life through a vegetable garden. If you have a vegetable garden, what are you normally doing? Are you trying to be very concerned about weeds coming into your garden? Very concerned. You are checking, you are asking a second opinion, what are the new, weeds that can come. Sometimes they are easily contagious to other plants, right? And you suddenly hear that customs could not pass a certain thing, and now it's going to spread the whole country, right? Due to their ignorance sometimes in some countries. So you are pretty concerned about those weeds that can come to your garden, because you are running a very good garden. But in the second place is, sadly now weeds have come to your garden. Maybe the neighbor made a mistake, and now those things have come to your place. What is happening? In some countries, if you don't cut the grass, city will come and cut the grass and give you the fine. Easy, right? The neighbor complains to city. So now you understand your garden is affected by the weeds, so you are going to remove. It's like when you are affected by akusalas, you are trying to remove them. You may use fertilizer and all that. Then suppose you have a garden now, but you are not still satisfied with the garden. You want to make it more fertile, make it more develop, in terms of the harvest and then the environment. So you are going to go for a nursery, get some advice, you are checking online, and you are doing other things, right? So it's like create inactive kusalas that you don't have, but you are trying to create within you. But sometimes you have a very good garden, but if you don't maintain, it's not going to happen. So it's like a vegetable garden project, right? time management. So virya affects definitely. What are the other things that you can do to manage your time management? You have to plan ahead, you have to maintain your energy, and what else? What else can you do for that? What are the things you are already doing in your life to manage your timing? Are you a punctual person? It's better to become a punctual person, because when you are punctual, you are fulfilling the promises very well. Sometimes you make promises you are not making. You're supposed to give some roses to your partner, you forget about her, and you bring lots of roses on after 7 days. It's not going to work, do it on the day. Have to plan. Maybe you are having a certain task manager. You are checking how to do it, how to optimize it, right? Wishing somebody on the birthday, right? All these are, I think, skills. Not many people are having that. I remember a long time ago, there was somebody who was appreciating another person's good qualities. Such a very good person, but there's a small problem. Everybody was concerned. What is it? There's a bad virtue in that person. He is not punctual. All the good things that the other person was replaced by that particular bad thing. I think it's a skill. That's why not everybody can be punctual. So, trying to become punctual in our life. So that means it's the best way to handle that challenge. The second thing is mental health. It's a very big issue in today's world. Stress, depression, and all these things. So what to do with regard to stress, depression, and all these things? What's the most important thing that we can do from Buddhism? Can we just cover it with a meditation? Or people do different things. People take drugs, people go drink, people just want to forget about it. But Buddhism does not ask us to do those things. Buddhism asks us to understand the problem. Understanding the problem, because every problem can have a short answer and a long answer. That has to be understood. Not that you let the problem go, but don't become taken over by the problem. So first thing is that you are going to find that short answer and long answer from a right person. But before that, if you are so obsessed with the situation, you need to do a certain meditation. That's also very important. Some people cannot find out answers in the first place. I always encourage everybody to do a 5-minute at least meditation every day, starting from the morning. Right? 5-minute meditation, breath meditation is very important. So at least you calm down. You are ready for thinking about the solutions. Right? And then that short answer and long answer. What are the things that we are supposed to have in terms of solving the problems? Critical thinking. We need critical thinking. Do we have the critical thinking? Or are we very reactive to the things in our life? When somebody said something to us, most people, they are going to be reactive. They don't think what to talk now, Not that what is coming to my mind and then I should explode to that person. So you are not going to be reactive. You are going to be responsive in a better way. Another very interesting thing is at those points you are going to be very quiet. You understand what to do now. Not that you want to immediately react to those people. Right? And then a meditation, and then finding that short answer, long answer. Look at how the Buddha helped people in his stories. How many stories that we can learn from the Buddha. Remember, when Kisa Gautami, who lost her son, brought the son to the Buddha and then asked the Buddha, can you help regain his life? What did the Buddha say? The Buddha say everything is anicca, impermanent. So now this person already passed away. Don't waste your time. Bring this dead body into the cemetery and then bury this one or cremate. Did the Buddha say like that? What did he say? He wanted her to understand in a better way. That's a very interesting thing. What did he say? He said, now there are two versions. Some say salt, some say mustard. The Buddha said, if you can bring some amount of mustard from a house where nobody has passed away, then I can cure, I can give your son life back. So she was very happy. See, the Buddha gave a certain positive hope to this lady. She was very happy. Then she went from one house to the other house, knocking the doors. And then she first asked, can I get some mustard? She said, yeah, we have lots of mustard. And then finally she's asking, has anybody passed away in this house? Yeah, 20 years ago our grandmother or great-great-grandmother, father passed away. Then I don't need this mustard, thank you, and then take it back. Finally she went to many houses. She herself understood what is going on with this dying part of the son. Right? So that means sometimes we need some time to understand the problem. We don't find quick solutions. Okay? Some people want to find very quick solution for some problems. Don't need to find quick solutions. Take some time. How the Buddha help other people. There are many other stories like this. Right? So we have to learn from all these stories. I remember the businessman, I think I shared this story in the retreat. There was a businessman who wanted to intensify his practice. So he met a monk. He asked from the monk, I want to do more for my practice. Then he said, okay, you do dana, practice dana, bring food to the temple. And once a month, this dana is happening now at that time. Then again he met this monk after some time, said, I want to intensify my Buddhist practice. Then he said, okay, now you are giving once a month, you make it to once a week. Now he started giving dana once a week. Then again after some time he met the monk. Said, I want to intensify more my Buddhist practice. And he said, okay, now you're giving once a week, make it to every day. So now he is bringing dana every day. Then this person is somebody who is not satisfied in the practice as well. Said, after some time, I want to practice more. So is dana the only thing we do in Buddhism? It's a good question, right? I say, no, sila. You can do sila. Discipline yourself. Because, okay, what is that? He said, there are some precepts, but nobody is monitoring you. It's a self-practice, right? The Buddha has no time to monitor you, right? I mean, he's very busy, what do you call DIY? Practice, kind of self-discipline. Yeah, I will hold it to myself. Then he's been practicing sila for some time. And he asked one day from the monk, is dana sila only the Buddhist practice? And he said, I don't know what to talk to you now. You better become a monk. Then he said, okay, I will ask from my wife. And then she said, okay, that's your wish. But I will wait for you one day when you come back. And he became a monk. Now this person is what you call overzealous, over-energetic about the practice. That is also a problem. When you practice Dhamma, don't be too excited about Dhamma practice. I'm thinking that this is a Dhamma talk. By the end of the Dhamma talk, how can I become a Sotapanna? Like in a sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya. I'm not going to make it. Because those suttas were given to very particular, high-minded people. You don't impersonate them. It might happen, it might not happen for the most part. The most important thing is you are learning the right thing. Then this businessman who became a monk now got a teacher and a mentor. The teacher is a Vinaya teacher, talking too much about Vinaya, and then mentor, Upajjhaya, was a Abhidhamma person, a lot of high-ending Dhamma. And then what happened, he got very much stuck. The teacher says you can't do this. He says it's very much about do's and don'ts. And then when he goes and Sister Upajjaya, he's talking lot of hardcore Abhidhamma. Then one day he thought, now I can't, I was a very happy, free person before I became a monk. I give dana, come back home, I was free. But now I can't even stretch my hand. What is this? I better go back home and practice as a layperson. So he decided to go back. So then other monks informed the Buddha. Then the Buddha asked him to come, why are you leaving? Then he said, before I became a monk, I was a very free person, very liberal person. Now I cannot do anything. My teacher is a Vinaya teacher, and my Upajjaya is a Abhidhamma. I'm like a sandwich now, like sandwich between Vinaya and Abhidhamma. Then the Buddha said, okay, forget about the Vinaya, forget about the Abhidhamma. Can you do one small thing? He's very happy. One small thing. Yeah, I can do that. He said, can you take care of your thoughts? Yeah, that is Buddhism. If you take care of your thoughts, you don't need sila. Why to practice sila? You practice sila to take care of your thoughts. Right? Sila is leading to the concentration, nothing else. So if you can take care of your thought, that means you have everything at that point. So I'm trying to show you how the Buddha let people understand their daily challenges, spiritual challenges, daily challenges. Don't get bombarded by different high-ending things, but you can really make it happen. So that means when you practice Dhamma, practice something very simple, not too much complicated stuff, right? Because normally when you hear a Dhamma talk, you hear very monastic suttas, right? This monk did this, that one did that. You think at the end, are we supposed to be like that too? Yeah, you should be, right? So that means when you learn certain suttas, you have to understand whether this is exclusively for the monks or the lay people. That's very important. That can help you overcome a lot of challenges in your life. I think we are coming down to that area slowly in this. Number 3 is physical health. What are the challenges with regard to physical health? How does Buddhism help us overcome those daily challenges? Are we getting sick time to time? Why are we getting sick? It is because of this Panchakanda body. Then what did the Buddha say when you get sick? Practice metta for the bacteria, virus. How did the Buddha say? Now you're getting a flu. They say you're catching a flu. Because you think that you need to give metta to the flu, virus or bacteria. Because how can I kill those bacteria? I can't even go to a pharmacy and buy over-the-counter medications. And lots of metta. But finally what is happening? Your physical health is going down every day. And then you are getting very sad. What is happening to me now? Where is my Dhamma? I can't even think about any Dhamma. That means Buddha is not a very extreme person. It's not killing. You are taking care of yourself. You go and buy a medication, see a doctor. It is because you want that health. Right? So physical health is very important because it is the bedrock of the mental health. Let's say you have you are not properly following the proper postures, right? We have something called Visama Pariharaja Abada. In many suttas, Buddha talks about Visama Pariharaja Abada. You are not properly sitting down. Very interesting. You are not properly walking. You are not properly stretching your arms, stretching your legs. Then as a result of this improper posture, you're getting sick. Maybe you get hunchback, you get other problems. Very difficult to overcome after a certain time, right? Right? Then you are thinking, it's the karma, bad karma. I am hunchback because of bad karma. Everything, don't punish your karma, Let karma be happy too. But the Buddha said, this is not karma, Visama Pariharaja. You didn't know how to take care of it. So physical health must be taken care. Nobody will do that for us. Right? Even the doctor will tell us, but He cannot do it for us. Right? Think about the food habits. I always mention these things. Food habits. How to practice Buddhism with the food habits? Because we have challenges with regard to the body. Sugar habits, then other problems, right? Salt consumption, right? All these are mattering to us. This is Buddhism. So if you are not paying attention to these food habits, you will end up with something not pleasant. When you are unpleasant with regard to your health, with regard to pain, maybe expenses, maybe other challenges that you are having within your family, then everybody else has to suffer because of this issue. Somebody who is having a very bad habit on sugar and finally end up with a kidney problem, everybody else has to pay a cost for that in that family. If that country has a medical system that is covering all the people, then everybody has to pay for that person in the form of tax. Right? In some countries we are free medical care. So that means we don't want to become a burden to others. That is Buddhism. Don't become a burden to other people. Finally. So then we take care of. So physical health must be managed. Don't just wait and don't just overlook your physical health. So then what can we do to manage our physical health in our daily life? Proper eating habits, proper posture habits. Then what else?
Exercise. Exercise.
Exercise. Very important. That's also very important. Right? And then what else?
Sleep.
Good sleep is very, very important. Nowadays, what's happening, with many people's lives, sleep deprivation is happening all the time. Why is it? Too many information have to be watched. See, 5 videos in the morning I had to watch. Tonight, before sleep, 5 videos, Food habit, foodies. How to make this food in the next couple of weeks. Then when you finish, maybe 2 o'clock, but you are happy, but in a week of time you are making these dishes. Right? Why is it? That means when you have too much information, you should know how to digest this information. You don't have to watch them in a row of that day, because you have to keep some intervals. And you see 5 Dhamma talks coming out. Tonight I have to finish 5 Dhamma talks. It's too much. Too much. Then you are going to go through a problem. Right? So then a good sleep is very important, because that will help you meditate, that will help you think properly. And when you think properly, most of your daily problems will be reduced. When you don't sleep at night, then the whole next day will be a time of irritation. You may be grumpy, you may be very irritated, you may be very annoyed. So who made the problem? Your house people or it's you? You did not sleep. That means, and these are free treatments. Free. Universally free treatments. But we think we have to go see a doctor. I have a problem. What's wrong with you? I think you should get some medication. He gives us lots of medication, and then that will create more problems. Some people, when they see a doctor, they expect doctor give me some capsules and tablets. Otherwise, I'm not happy. They want some tablets and capsules. So this will create more problems health-wise. So in Buddhism, we understand a good sleep also very important. And other things. And then we are coming down to the mental health as well, because this is interconnected to the mental health. A free mind, peace of mind. Right? So all these things are mattering with regard to the physical health perspective. Then we're coming down to the finances. Financial freedom. Is it a challenge in daily life? How much should I pay? How much should I spend today? Did the Buddha talk about financial freedom? How did he talk about it? We have to
divide the portion.
Before dividing, the Buddha said, Samajivi Kata. Income and expenses must be properly monitored. You leave it to the accountant. This is the problem. The accountant has to do it for you. Right? Not even you are giving that to the accountant to do your tax, but also you are leaving it to the accountant. Normally people leave the health to the doctor, safety of the country to the law enforcement, nibbana to the monks, and then income expenses to the accountant. Then you think you are free. A lot of things can be done. We could have done. If you know that, you would have been happier earlier, not today. 10 years ago you would have been happier, right? Not today. So this means income expenses have to be really monitored. The Buddha said, Samajivi Kata. I think I can write it down here. Samajivi Kata. Probably here, right? Next page. Plus. Next page. Okay, that's good. New things opening new horizons. Samajivi Kata. This is the Pali word. This is also from a sutta about lay people. That's why you are missing out on these suttas. Samajivi Kata. So you can say Jivi means life. What's that? Life. Sama means this balance. So this, what you call, income and expenses. So this means the Buddha clearly told lay people to balance out these two. Then what else did the Buddha say about financial freedom? Now let's say, so what about the income? Now, in order to get the income, you must have made income, right? How to make the income now? What did the Buddha say? Ajiva, so that means you have to have an ethical living. But in today's world, ethical living is very disturbed, right? It's not that easy. That's why people go through, non-virtuous ways to find money. Commissioning, cheating, badly marketing, right? Because people think that it is very difficult to find good money through ethical ways, right? This is the hidden secret that people are thinking always. So then what can we do? Are all the businessmen in the world, they are very they have earned money in bad ways, unethical ways? We cannot say so. Right? And there is somebody who is an entrepreneur who wants to make more money. What is the Buddhist attitude for that? The Buddhist attitude is it is possible, but that person has to understand what is the way can that person make that ethical money. So how to make ethical money? It's better to do a job that does not harm other people. This is the idea. But every job has a certain wish-washy area of harming others, right? It can happen. But we are going to minimize that because we have to understand causes and condition in the world. And then what are the other teachings about money? Sectionalizing the money. I think somebody said here. Have to break them into certain areas. How to do it? The Buddha said there are 4 ways to think about that thing. It's going here and there. He said, you can use your hand too, right? I see. Yes. Okay. That too. Yes. Easy. Okay. So the first one is what you call personal. Then 2 for the investment. The last one for the emergency. Now this might not be very easy when you have a fixed certain expense, but the Buddha said more to the investment, not more to the personal stuff. Investment means you are understanding how to grow your income, right? Not that you are every day working for somebody, right? It's like how many business people are saying that when they start a good business, they are not only staying there, they want to start another business over there. Because what if this business is going to be bankrupt? So they are going to start business by business. Somebody might say this is greed. No, it is the way how you have to survive. Right? So you have to survive. Then what are the other ways in terms of the money? So income expenses management, sectionalizing the money, and then treating did the Buddha say that there is a threshold for the earning? Every Buddhist must earn only this much money? No, Buddha never said that. Because everybody earns in their own capacities. So it doesn't matter. What matters is whether you have a craving with regard to your money. Craving means, then there is another sutta for that, Pattakamma Sutta. Very interesting sutta. Pattakamma. This sutta talks about more sectionalizing of the money. Further, not even these four. It goes beyond. And he said there are another, four areas that one has to think about in terms of the overall concept of spending. The first one is personal. This has mother, father, family, friends, all that. The Buddha talks about two interesting words with regard to spending money on personal stuff. Sukheti pineti. When you spend money on somebody, you should be able to make them happy and make them feel happy. Sometimes, depending on the people who we have in our life, it's very difficult to make other people happy. You buy everything, but they don't say anything good about it. Maybe they think you are nagging, See, I'm bringing you to very high-end restaurants, food, but you never give me a compliment. Right? I'm not happy about it. You're going to help, then you are not happy at the end. So, sukheti pineti, so personal. Then the Buddha said some of the emergencies. What are these emergencies? Emergencies like problems that can come from fire, water. Then what else? Yeah, so that means you are considering one premium example for this, buying an insurance. Right? Buying an insurance is very important because you will know how important this is when you go to another country about medical expenses, right? Insurances. And then not even that. Writing a will, the Buddha said that. Because if you don't write a will, you will see those who you don't like will enjoy your things and you are not happy for that. In this what the Buddha says, that means you have to write a will. Don't wait until things happen. Don't wait till you become in the coma, we never know what's going to happen to us. Right? And sometimes if you don't do that, some children, they are fighting each other as well. You have to make it before, so that everybody knows they are on the same page. Right? So, and more importantly, when you get to see people who you don't like going to enjoy, that's going to be a problem. Right? We should have mudita, but you should create some terms and conditions, make it. So emergency. Third thing is, the Buddha said, balis, not Bali, balis. Bali means 5 balis. 5 balis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first bali is Atiti Bali. You can check this sutta. When a guest comes to your house, you're going to treat that person very well. But some people put a notice, uninvited guests are not welcome here. That's for the rats, I don't know. Yes. Somebody was questioning in one temple, Buddhist temple, they put a notice, uninvited guests are not invited. I said, who are these people? They're rats and cockroaches. Anyways, this is about guests. That means whenever a guest comes to your house, you take care of them. It's a requirement that you are supposed to do with your money. Second is Devata Bali. Devata Bali means doing offerings to the Deva. You have lots of Deva in your Chinese culture, starting from the Earth Deva and many other Devas. Right? Many Devas. So you are supposed to, offer things to them. It's not bad. Offering to the Deva is not frowned upon in Buddhism. It's a requirement, actually. Third one is what we call Raja Bali. Paying tax, paying proper tax. Sometimes some people they ask us to pay unreasonable tax, but paying proper tax. And then Puppapeta Bali. Puppapeta Bali means giving good karmas to the departed. Once you pay, you pour the water and all that, giving good karmas to the, Then Nyati Bali means treating your relatives. Right? You have to think about your relatives too. Right? Treating your relatives. Your relatives. You cannot just leave them aside, right? You give what you can, not what you cannot. Right? If you have things. So Buddha asks lay people to think about these 5 sides called Bali. Finally, Sangha members. So you cannot come to this point without doing these 3. Very important. So that means when you do as such, this is a full treatment of full use of your money. Then the Buddha said when you die one day after doing this, you become anindito. How many of you have seen when you go to some funeral, people are not talking, people are bad-mouthing about the dead person? This is. How many of you have experienced in some places? Some of the tycoons, some of those rich people.
Not their friends.
Huh?
Not their friends.
Huh?
Their friends, they are not my friends.
Yeah, you are good. You are such a blessed person. That's why you are saying no. Some people, they go to some funeral. This person messed up with the money. Had lots of money, but messed up. So many people. No proper husband, no proper wife. Who is this person? But now passed away with lots of money, leaving behind. So then, not anindito, nindito, blamable. You're going to be anindito by properly managing the use of your money. Every lay person should die by becoming, praiseworthy of consuming money in the proper way before he passes away, before she passes away. This is about financial freedom. Alright, I think because of Bali means sacrifice, duties or sacrifice. Yes. Okay, this is, I think we had to sort of get going. Finance and social and relationship issues. Right? I think what are the challenges that we are having? Let's make it very short with regard to dealing with our loved ones. Communication problem. We are not paying attention to them. Oftentimes we want to talk a lot. We think they should listen to us. This is the biggest issue in our relationships. But one day you think you stop talking that much, you basically give a good ear to that person. That person is very happy. Yeah? Right? Very happy at that point. Right? Sometimes this person will understand his or her own problems too at that point. Don't need to talk a lot to our loved ones sometimes. Talk a couple of words and you listen a lot. That person is very happy. Yeah? Very, very happy. Actually, the most problems come when we talk more. Just talk a little and then listen more. This is the best way to reduce daily challenges with our loved ones. The best way. Don't find out more suttas for that, because if you found out more suttas, it will be more complicated. You think, what is a sutta that I can think about? How to make that person understand me? Then you're finding a sutta for that. There's no sutta for that like that. You will find out, but that is on a very higher level. Then it's not going to be practical. The best way is listen more, talk less. Right? Talk less doesn't mean you are going to be a very dead cell. You talk appropriately, but you're going to cut down your talking compared to before. Right? And also when you listen, you understand what are the real problems the other person is having. Then you can manage yourself. You can adjust, adapt. So that is the biggest thing you can do. What are the other things we can do? Communication in a second. Building lots of trust according to the relationship, mother, father, and how to interact with my mother, father. They have their own ways of thinking. How to interact with my siblings. How to interact with my loved ones, your spouse, partner. What to do. So then communication, at the same time, I have to change my way of thinking. Maybe I am very bombarded with my own thinking. I want to put my thinking on everybody else out there. And more problems are happening. I just keep it to myself, trying to understand more about other people. So relationships are really going well. Right? Otherwise, don't think you want to change the other person. Actually, you can change in these ways. Letting that person be more welcome within you, and then that person will be changed. Very fast. This can happen. So relationship, and so this will go to the social and personal relationships. Decision making. A lot of people having this problem in daily life. I cannot make a decision. Why is it? Why is it? Simple, too many choices. So I cannot make a decision. When there are too many choices, how to opt out? Then you have to have a critical thinking. Critical thinking means wisdom. How to make a proper decision in my personal life, social life, work life, among my friends. And you are looking back the decisions you made in the past. I was such a very unwise person, in regard to my choices, my food habits, the way how I talk, the way how I kept up my relationship with others. So you are going to think about, I want to become wiser. How to become wiser? What did the Buddha say to the lay people? What did the Buddha say to the lay people to become wiser? The wisdom for the layperson and the monks, two different wisdom. Don't try to complicate. Where is it mentioned? Pattakama Sutta. Yeah, you can read this sutta later. I tell you. You are thinking Nibbana kind of wisdom. That's a lofty one. Don't hit that now. It's too early. And then you have to look at how to become a wise person in your lay life. The Buddha said in this sutta, how to become wise. Okay, now colors also okay. I should stick to the black color, this color, okay. There are 5 things that you have to work on if you want to become wise in your lay life. Number 1 is, what do you call? Abhijja. I will translate, don't worry. Abhijja and Visama Lobha have to be lowered. What are these things? What is Abhijja? Greed for what you have. Are we becoming greedy for what we have? Money, relationships, properties, right? Even for our self-centeredness, we becoming. Some people going another extra mile. They're going to be greed for what others have. How do you know that? Have you had this experience before? You hear from somebody that another person has bad mouth about you. You didn't hear it. And you heard from another person. You think, I don't know this person. I haven't even talked to this person. But why he or she is bad-mouthing about me? It's because of the Visama Lobha. It's not a normal Lobha. It's not a normal Lobha Abhijja. But this is a little bit distorted Lobha. Right? So, because you are a lay person, if you want to be wise, the first thing you have to do is reduce these 2 parts of your Lobha. So Lobha is the common name, but when it goes to the consistency inside the Lobha, Abhijja, Visama Lobha work together time to time. So you lower it. How to lower it? Likes are okay, dislikes are okay, but Lobha is not okay. So you know a moment that you are not obsessed with what you have. You are not infatuated with what you have. You know how to balance out. Second is what you call ill will. Very interesting, right? Ill will. Vyapada. Thoughts of destroying other people. It is said that the Buddha is Arahant because he never even make akusala even secretly. So how many people are we killing every day, in thoughts? I asked this question, somebody said 5. Who are these people, Must be your family members. How come you got 5 people? So because of our akusala thoughts, depending on the time, there are some people, maybe more people, who may have ill will, destroying other people. But they don't share with you. They have it and then they overcome it. Have it, overcome it. But when you practice, you are going to make it zero. You are make it to a point that you don't have any ill will for anybody who have harmed you, whatever. That's the perfect level of your wisdom. Then third one is what you call sloth and torpor. Now this is about that first problem, virya problem. When you don't do those 4, then you come down with sloth and torpor. The fourth one is remorse and restlessness. That means if you are every day worried about things happen to you, you are thinking, what if I did this thing? I have a lot of should haves, could haves. Always more towards things happen in a way that you didn't like. So you come up with lots of remorse. It's not a good thing. So your wisdom goes down. Actually, is regret or remorse not useful to us? It is useful to us. Then we know our mistakes. But we are not supposed to dwell on that state of mind. Don't dwell on it. The more you dwell on it, you are having more anger about yourself, self-hatred. Restlessness is also a thing that stops you become wise. What is being restless? You are making your body and mind to a level that you are restless. You are not sleeping properly, you are not eating properly, you are not doing other things as required. Then you become restless. Mind become restless, body become restless. That impedes your wisdom coming up. Finally, doubts. So don't bring your doubts from this place when you go back home, because if you die, you bring doubts to the next life then, right? It's not nice, right? If you have doubts, you have to clarify. Most of the relationship household problems come from doubts. They don't talk about. They say, I don't know how to talk. When I talk, other person become very mad. How to talk? You should know how to talk, because how to talk is the $1 million job in today's world. How do you call it? Public speaking. It's a $1 million job. And marketing. So there are a lot of professional liars coming up. Gotta be careful. Professional speakers, professional liars. Gotta be careful. But it's a $1 million job. But the elements are nice. If you are not someone who cannot be expressive, then there are more problems coming up in your household because you don't know how to talk. Maybe every time when you start the conversation, you're getting lots of negative remarks. Then how to talk to this person? You think about. I think the timing, your tone, maybe what you're going to bring up, right? All these are mattering. Only when you reduce these 5, you become wise in your life. So this is wisdom. So that means this Pattakama Sutta talks about lots of things about self-decisions as well. And then we are going to the final things. Work challenges. When it comes to work challenges, we have to know how to deal with your boss, how to deal with your other people, colleagues, right? Sometimes we are creating lots of unnecessary problems without understanding other people and how to talk to these people, how to play our role. So Buddha says always, trying to understand the situation in your work life and other people will help you make this thing. there are many other things. I think one thing that we're going to discuss at the end at this point is digital overload. I think we are these days getting bombarded a lot of information. So how to work with this information? We have to check whether this information is a correct, verified information. Right? Nowadays there are a lot of fake Buddha quotes going on. There are fake quotes. They are posting in the name of the Buddha. Nobody asks, where is the reference for this thing? Right? Long time ago I saw a post, it's a very swear word. And then who said that was the Buddha, People are sharing, People don't know how, it was come out on internet. So if somebody says Buddha said, that should have a certain reference to that particular thing. If you look at other religious authors, they have their own references. Right? So that means when it comes to learning Dhamma, you have to understand what could be a good reference. And then other information also you have to deal with a proper way. Especially what you call the truthfulness. And sometimes some information on the internet, they are very provocating. Right? We are very, taken aback. So you need to work with them individually. Sometimes don't need to learn a lot of things. If we read a lot of things, what will happen is that we become very overloaded, because we also have a certain chip level memory, right? Somebody asked one monk, Bhante, I read about the whole Sutta Pitaka and also read about whole Abhidhamma. Can I start reading? The monk said, no, don't read because too much. It's too much, because it's not about how much you read. It's about how you're going to practice into your life. Sometimes only one thing. Think about that that businessman. Vinaya and Abhidhamma, he got sandwich. The Buddha said one thing. The Buddhism is only one thing at that point. Take care of your thoughts from lobha, dosa, moha. You have everything. All are interconnected. So in this way, you can look at different angles, different aspects of your life, daily life. You can deal with them in a wise and more compassionate way. Not thinking that life is such a place of dukkha. Actually, the surface level of life is frustration sometimes. But when you learn more Buddhism, especially like these teachings, you think, no, I can change, transform myself, not to become affected with the dukkha. That is where I am trying to ask you to think about, read and then practice. All right, any questions? Any questions about today's talk? Anything that you want to know? Yeah, yes. You want to pass the mic? Yeah.
Your talk today is very clear.
Question, but
You can take the mic.
What you mentioned is a lot of common sense. The Buddha's thoughts and all that kind of thing is even if you are not Buddhist, you could be practicing this
Without knowing.
Yeah. But you will still achieve what you need to achieve. So, I mean, the Buddha pointed out very simplified way. I mean, so we just, I mean, not so much to study suttas and all that kind of thing, but to put it to practice on a day-to-day basis. And the steps are not that complicated. You don't need to chant the suttas and all that kind of thing. I mean, what you need to do is to put practice, think before you act, and think before you speak, kind of thing. That's all my comments.
Yeah, actually, different people go through the solutions differently. Most people are not very much Dhamma-wise wise. So they may have to chant sometimes. They may. But if you come to a certain high level, you understand life more than before, then that thinking and how to put it outrightly will be your Dhamma journey. Now, most of the things that we discussed today, they are transformation with regard to your thoughts, right? But not many people can go to that level very fast. So they may start with the morning chanting. At least, what if the house is so complicated? Lots of problems are going on. There is no peace of mind. So this person wants to chant a sutta. So let that person do that. But one day, when the problems are going to be overcome in his or her own way with the Buddhist teachings, then he or she find out, now I don't even want to chant a sutta. I found myself, through myself. So this is that kind of a thing. There are no mandatory things. But I tell you something now. Today you learn a lot of things because I simplified suttas to you. That's why you can say that this is something like just a difference in changing our thoughts. Now say for instance, a lot of people, this misunderstand. A lot of people think that if you want to be wise, you have to be wise like the monks. But the Buddha said wisdom for the lay people is different than a monk. Right? So that means they are working towards the enlightenment. It's a direct enlightenment. But you are concerned about how to become a wise person in your lay life, in your activities. Personal life, work life. These are the 5 things. Pattakamma Sutta says. Pattakamma Sutta is not for the monks. It's for the lay people. So then, because I learned this sutta and I shared with you, now you know. So that means you need a good teacher also. That's also an important thing. I mean, it might not only be me, I mean, good teachers. You have to learn Dhamma from a good teacher who can simplify, not make more deep teachings more complicated. Sometimes you learn a talk about 5 precepts, you become more complicated about it. Think about what did I learn today. So I think it's very important to have a good teacher in Dhamma journey. Otherwise, how many suttas are there to learn? Just think about. Digha Nikaya has 34. Majjhima Nikaya 152. Then Sangyutta Nikaya has 7,000 almost. So then actually Sangyutta Nikaya. Anguttara Nikaya has 7,000. Sangyutta Nikaya has 9,000 over suttas. Then there are many more under Kudrani. You count, you do the maths. Almost 20,000 suttas. So when are we going to practice, you know? When are we going to practice? Then we have to understand which suttas were given to the lay people. The monastics will find their own way. They know how to read them. They are supposed to. But for you, if you think that I have to learn all these suttas and without Abhidhamma, Abhidhamma. Right? So I think that's why it's very important to study some Majjhima Nikaya suttas and especially Anguttara Nikaya, Sangyutta Nikaya about lay people's life. Right? So that's very important. Okay. We have any more question? Maybe we take one more question and then we will. Yes. Yes.
No,
Take the mic actually for the recording.
It's okay. I think I can speak louder. For me, I think I got one reflection and then one comment. The one that hit me the most is beginning when you actually said are we actually doing enough for our family, like our parents, right? And about time management, I think that is something that I needed to hear recently because I feel recently I'm prioritizing my work so much and I'm not doing enough for my family, right? Like in a day we got 24 hours, but sometimes when my mom called, I just spend 1 or 2 minutes, just to inform her, yeah, I'm alive, but now I need to go back to work. and that actually hit me quite strongly. So thank you for opening with that. So that is something that I need to be very conscious about time management and doing enough for the family, not just about work. And then my question was earlier, one of the Balis, you did mention something about doing something for your relatives. Right now I'm in the stage more like if I find certain relatives of mine are like toxic, I try to just totally ignore and cut off. I'm not doing anything harm for them or thinking anything harm, but by just removing them from my life. Is that a good practice or it's not a good practice? I wanted to ask you.
You are not alone. All these people have different relatives. But we have to understand not directly, okay, I have like 5 bad people in my relationships, It's not like that. At the end, when you pass away one day, you should have done something to relatives. So it's not that you can keep up with every relative. Sometimes they have problematic people, But do something for them at a certain time, one day, when you are going to finish your life. That means it's not nice to walk away from them all the time. I think nobody's doing that. At least they're doing some, inviting them for maybe for a snack, maybe for a thing. Maybe I think you have events together in your own culture, your culture. So something like that. That doesn't mean that in order to fulfill that requirement, you all have to be with all the toxic people in the same way. You cannot do that. Right? So the overall idea is at a certain point of your life, when you look back, you feel that you have helped your relatives in the best possible way. You have helped, not that you ignored them. Yeah, that's what the Buddha says. Yes. Yeah. It's a very, it has to be understood from a larger, broader picture. That there are 20, 30 relatives, you have to be well with all these people. You cannot do that, it's difficult. Different people are there. Yes, and then you. Yes.
Actually, just a quick one, Bhante. When you talk about that 5, right, from Abhijja, Sama, Loba to all the way to
Abhijja.
Yeah. I remember came across this when I was in a meditation retreat. I just wanted to check in Bhatha Kama Sutta itself, right? When Buddha gave this discourse, is there a particular situation? Is it just for a daily life or is it in a
Daily life. Yeah, this is about managing your finances. People become unwise. It's totally for the daily life. Normally these 5 were given differently for the 5 hindrances, but that's for the meditation. But this is for your daily wisdom, because you don't see the first one in the 5 hindrances. That's Kamachanda. Kamachanda is not Abhijja Visamalobha. Abhijja Visamalobha is more about your daily life. Yes, because as a layperson, you cannot go away from your karmas. You have to maintain them. It's more likely managing your karmas, sensual pleasures, not like you're walking away from karmas, right? But for the meditation, you might walk away at a certain level. But for a layperson, you cannot walk away. That's for monastics. Rather, you manage your karmas. You are having healthy karmas, not become infatuated. Yeah. And then there was somebody else. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And we will finish with this question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
I had a quick question about the 5 ways to become wise, right? The reducing the sloth, reducing the abhijja and all that. What is the advice to reduce it? How does one reduce, for example, restlessness, for instance? Thank you.
Definitely changing our, daily behaviors, say for instance, why we become restless mostly, lack of sleep, lack of proper activities, and then not taking enough rest. Look at the other side of the whole opposite of the activity. So when we change our behaviors, our thoughts, our speeches, our actions, then we become more restful. But if you become too restful, it is also a problem. Then you will go to sloth and torpor very fast. That laziness very fast. Don't become too restful. Don't become too, energetic. So I would introduce a very interesting state of effort. We call it, when you have the balancing of these two, you have this one called effortless effort. This is the ideal state of your energy. It's not effortful, it's not effortless, but there is an effort happening, a healthy effort. Because when you are too excited, you cannot learn Dhamma. A lot of people, they become too excited, right? And some people become very lazy. These are impediments, spiritual impediments. We have to find out. Remember the story, the monk, what is his name? Sona. Monk Sona's example. So he was a very perfectionist musical player. And he thought, I can become enlightened like how he plays the veena. Then he thought, I have to practice meditation for 2 hours like some other devotees. I practiced 2 hours meditation like this. But finally he expired from his meditation. Then he wanted to go back. Then Buddha wanted to help him. Then see how the Buddha helped him. Then he asked from monk Sona, okay, let me ask you a question. When you were a very famous veena player, how did you play the piano, veena? How about when you, press the strings in the veena, too slack? Were you able to get the sonic sound? You are actually putting too much, you are too slack on the strings. Then he said, no. What if that you do the opposite? When you were to press strings too hard, too tight, were you able to get that sonic sound? Then he said, no. What if that you are not too slack or too hard on the strings? Were you able to get the sound? He said, yes. So then the Buddha said, in the same way, when you practice Dhamma, don't become too light on the Dhamma practice, not too hard on Dhamma practice. Don't become too serious about Dhamma practice. When you become serious, seriousness will take you over, Dhamma will run away. Like when you are so much about money, you want to chase after the money, money will run away. You are here all the time. Right? So that means we have to, we should not become very hard, very serious about Dhamma practice. It's something that you do in your own transformative way. Right? So that is what we understand as this effortless effort, which will help us not to fall into the sloth and toil. We call it teen and mid. So then how to do it? It's an everyday activity, not that today only. It's an everyday practice. Through the everyday practice you will make it. Alright, I think now we can then wrap this up. I will share the, good karmas. May all the good karmas we be making today by learning about how to handle daily challenges from Buddhism be transferred to all the departed ones who passed away. In the name of all of us, may they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. May Deva, Naga, Mahindika also receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. At the same time, may they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, and prosperity, safety. This time, most of the members here, they have gone to India on a pilgrimage, but Brother Melvin cooperated with me for making this event happen with many others over here. So may all you in the center who organized this talk and who came here, showed up to learn from this particular Dhamma topic also be in particular supported and then protected by Devanaga Mahindika. May they particularly bless us and at the same time bless our Dhamma journeys. May our Dhamma journeys become a consistent Dhamma journey, a consistent seamless Dhamma journey. Finally, may Devanaga Mahindika also be well and happy and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ettavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya akasattha cha bhummatta devanaga punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu lokasasanang chirang rakkantu desanang chirang rakkantu mang paranti chirang rakkantu tvan sadati. At the same time, may we be continuously surrounded with Kalyana Mittas. Kalyana Mittas are very important. Sometimes we know a lot of Dhamma, but the solo practice has not become very easy for us. It means we need to be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas. The Buddha said we should have at least 2 Kalyana Mittas. We all have one Kalyana Mitta in the way how we say, that is the Buddha, and the other person have to be found out. You may have already found out that person. If you don't have, you need to find out just to continue your Dhamma journey. So, may we be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas all the way to Nibbana. Thinking thus, we're going to make a wish. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making today be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddha pacainu chattaru dhamma Vadhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarugya sampatti sagga sampatti me vacha atu nibbana sampatti iminate samichatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Brother Melvin will do a short maybe vote of thanks.
I think at this juncture probably I'd like to say thank you to Bhante for taking that time to give us this good Dhamma talk. I don't take too much of time, it's a bit late. So at this juncture, can I just request for you now just to kneel down and pay our 3 vows to as a respect to Bhante for this evening Dhamma talk. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Thank you very much, Bhante. Just a quick update. I know Bhante is going for a very important posting in Philippines. He's taking up a professorship to lecture there. I hope, just to keep you all informed, next year I could invite him back, hopefully before his busy schedule to again conduct a certain kind of retreat like on our Good Friday. So I think we just preliminarily had some discussion. We hope that the schedule will allow him to be able to help us conduct our discussion about it. Thank you very much, Bhante. Good night.